guys, welcome to today's lesson. My name is Srinidhi. I've been working with Unacademy for a few months now. I teach English grammar on this platform. You guys can follow me on Unacademy by downloading the Unacademy Learning app on your phone, and please do check out the YouTube channel as well. So in today's lesson, we're going to learn all about idioms. So I've picked up a few sentences in which idioms are used, and we use them in our day-to-day lives. So let's look at them.
Hello guys, so this lesson is all about idioms. We will learn a few idioms where you can use it in your day-to-day lives in order to, give a better look or you can improve your spoken and written English as well. So here we go. So idioms are expressions which are particular to a specific language. So idioms which are used in English may not be applicable in our mother tongue. So idioms which we use in our mother tongue will not even exist in English. So they are very unique expressions to specific languages. Okay. Now the first one is he broke down in the middle of his speech. So broke down is again an idiom in this sentence. So it does not mean you literally break something. It means to fail or to cry. Sometimes it means to cry. He broke down in the middle of his speech. That means he started to cry in the middle of the speech. Next one. He broke off in the middle of the story. Here the idiom is broke off. It does not mean again to break something. It means to stop suddenly. So he was telling a story, he was narrating a story, and all of a sudden he stopped. So instead of telling he was telling a story and he stopped, you can just say he broke off in the middle of the story. So it gives people who are listening to you a better impression of your knowledge. Okay. Next one. The thieves broke into the house. So again, the idiom here is broke into the house. That means to enter forcefully. That means you did not give them the key to enter into your house. They broke into your house. So this is a very common idiom that you can hear in news, newspapers, everywhere. So please pay attention. Break is the verb and broke down is to cry or to fail. Broke off or break off is to stop suddenly. Broke into is to enter forcefully. So down, off, into, these are also very important in order to make the idiom correct. I cannot say he broke in the middle of his speech. No. That's wrong. I'll have to say the idiom fully. Broke down. Okay? Now, our teacher often tries to bring out the good in us. Bring out the good in somebody is to show the good side of them or to expose the good side of them. So our teacher often tries to bring out the good in us. So please pay attention. You'll have to use bring out together, not our teacher often tries to bring the good in us. No, bring out the good in us. Next one. She brought up the orphan as her own. So brought up is to raise a child. So I brought up a child as my own. That means it's not my own child. I'm not its biological mother, but I raised the child to be my own. Okay. So brought up. Next one. His boss called for an explanation of his conduct. Called for is to demand. His boss demanded or asked for an explanation of his conduct. Conduct is the way one behaves, behavior. Okay. So called for should be used together and not separately. Next one. Call in a doctor immediately. So as you can see, there is no subject in the sentence. It's an imperative sentence. Call in a doctor immediately is summon a doctor or send for a doctor immediately. Okay. So please pay attention. Called for, called in, without the preposition in, for and all, that idiom does not make sense. Please use it together and in the right context. Okay. Now, he agreed to carry out my orders. Carry out something is to execute. The students carry out the orders given by the teachers. So that means they execute whatever is told or they execute according to the instructions. So carry out orders, carry out something, not just carry. He agreed to carry my orders. No, that means he will carry the food or something that you ordered at a restaurant. That is carry. Carry out is to execute. So without the preposition, the idioms does not make sense and they might even mean something else which you don't want to say. Okay. Next one. The ship was cast away on the coast of Africa. So you will see this idiom mostly in the written. So you can find it in newspapers, on articles. Castaway is wrecked. Shipwrecked is ship submerged into the ocean or sea, and it's the ruins of the ship. So it's called shipwreck, W-R-E-C-K. So the ship was wrecked on the coast of Africa. Okay, that's, instead of saying wrecked, we say castaway. Okay, that's a fancy word again. He was cast down by his loss. So cast down is to be depressed. He was depressed for his loss or by his loss. So in order to give people a better look, or to increase the level of your language, or to make the sentence look more beautiful, we use the idiom cast down. He was cast down by his loss. Sounds very nice. Yes. So the cast down is idiom which means to be depressed. Next one. How did you come by his bike? That means how did you get his bike? Maybe it was lost, so you found it. So how did you come by his bike, or come by his purse, or come by his pen? How did you come by is to get or to find. Next one. The question came up before the judges last week. The question came up, that means it was raised. It was brought up for the discussion. That means it was put forth to be discussed. The question came up before the judges last week. Okay, next one. He cried out against such injustice. This does not mean literally sitting and crying. That means it is expressing your non-acceptance, or to protest against such injustice. He cried out against such injustice, or he protested against such injustice. Next one. You must cut down your expenditure. Cut down is to reduce. You must reduce your expenditure or cut down your expenditure. This is a very, very useful one which we use in our everyday lives. Okay. Next one. I am done for. That means I'm ruined. I've lost everything. I'm done for. I'm in utter loss. That's it. Over. Nothing more to say. I am done for. Okay. Now please pay attention. I'll give you the meaning of all the idioms once again, because there are, I not put it in a slide, a different slide I mean. So now, he broke down in the middle of his speech. That means he cried or he failed in the middle of his speech. He broke off in the middle of the story. That means he stopped immediately. The thieves broke into the house means enter forcefully. The thieves entered the house forcefully. Next one. Our teacher often tries to bring out the good in us. That means bring out means show or expose. She brought up the orphan as her own is to raise a child or to rear a child. Next one. The boss called for an explanation of his conduct. The boss demanded for an explanation. Call in a doctor immediately means summon a doctor or call for a doctor or send for a doctor. Okay. Next one. He agreed to carry out my orders. That means to execute my orders. The ship was cast away on the coast of Africa. That means the ship was wrecked on the coast of Africa. Next one. He was cast down by his loss. Cast down means to be depressed. How did you come by his bike? Come by is to get or to find. The question came up before the judges last week. That means the question was raised or it was put forth for discussion. Next one. He cried out against such injustice. He protested against such injustice, or he expressed his non-acceptance, or he expressed his unhappiness. You must cut down your expenditure. That means you must reduce your expenditure. I am done for. That means I am ruined. I am under utter loss. Everything is gone. Okay. So I hope these set of idioms were helpful. And I'll see you guys in the next lesson with another set of idioms. So until next time, bye-bye.